Good morning.
Good morning. It's almost afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon. This is a later one.
Yeah. Sometimes you need a little sleep in action,
Yeah.
which they say you shouldn't do because it messes up your circadian rhythm. That's what Huberman says.
Sleeping in is a bad idea.
Yeah, he said basically you want to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day of
Yeah.
your life for the rest of your life.
Sleep consistency. How happy is Huberman, though? If we had to rate it.
Well, is he married?
No. You remember that hit piece article came out about him? About some of the relationships he had with some ex-girlfriends. And
He did talk about that on Rogan.
Yeah.
And, how much credit do we put into that?
Yeah, and also if he's a single guy and he's just going out and meeting people and talking to people, but I think he stood this lady up and she got butthurt about it and
Cashed out on TMZ.
Yeah, pretty much. There's some slander.
I think he's happy. I mean, he's got the number 2 or 3 most popular podcasts in the country, the world.
Yeah.
And seems to be doing what he loves to do. So
people kind of look at him as like a beacon for health information.
Yeah, for truth. He speaks the truth. I like Huberman. I think, is that how he is all the time? Like, if you're best friends with him, would he just be like robotic, telling you the explanation for everything as it goes on? Or would he be chill? Can you watch a football game with him?
Probably not.
Yeah. I mean, he is a Stanford physicist, so.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be friends with Huberman.
Yeah. I told you James Ryan saw him in the sauna at Lifetime
in Austin. Yeah. It'd probably be cool to work out with him and spend a day with him, but other than that, if you're down to bro out, I don't think he's a bro out type of guy.
No. Yeah. Like him, Goggins, Cameron Haynes might be a bro out guy.
Yeah, Cameron.
Watch some college football.
Joe would be a bro out guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need those people.
The manosphere is what they call this.
Yeah, the manosphere.
I've come to the realization that I'm becoming an old man.
What makes you say that?
Well, I just don't really want to do anything risky. As I've built up this momentum in the gym and everything, I'm just I'm not fearful of injury, but I just want to avoid injury and avoid risk. Like a motorcycle.
Yeah.
At one point, that's something that probably crossed our minds. Okay, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
To get on the open road, have, even riding my bike, my road bike.
Yeah.
Even that is just you end up going pretty fast. I'm not motorcycle fast, but no, I just avoid all risks like that now. But I went and saw a movie yesterday at 3:30 p.m.
Really?
So that's why I feel like an old man too.
Oh, that's why you got home late. What'd you go see?
After the Hunt. Julia Roberts, Andrew Garfield.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
I wanted to see that movie.
Dude, it's good.
Yeah, that did look intense. So it's
suspenseful.
Kind of like a relationship drama.
Yeah. It's definitely a drama.
The way that the trailer came off was that it looked like Andrew Garfield's character ends up getting accused of something potentially, and Julia Roberts she's in the mix.
She's in between these two people because Andrew Garfield's the assistant professor in the philosophy department at Yale.
Okay.
And she's the head department chair in the philosophy department at Yale. And then the girl that accuses Andrew Garfield of crossing the line is Julia Roberts' assistant, PhD student.
And she looks obsessed with her.
She is obsessed with her. And then you come to find out everyone in Julia Roberts' orbit is obsessed with her. Even her husband.
Weird.
They have dinner parties. Andrew Garfield's all over her. And the husband just kind of this aloof guy who's seeming to ignore it, but he's got some issues. And and it's suspenseful. It's good. You don't really know
don't spoil
the point of the movie till the end. And so, yeah, it's a good movie, though.
Yeah, I do want to see that. But I know you just saw that rock movie.
Oh, yeah, Smashing Machine.
And I heard...
I like that.
I think Christopher Nolan came out and said that it's one of the best... He said, I think it's The Rock's best acting performance.
Damn!
Let me see if I can try to find this quote exactly. But that's on my list, too. I really want to go see that.
Yeah, I would say that it is because it almost seems like he's lived some sort of life like that, being a WWE superstar and an athlete. So he's basically playing an athlete. Or other movies he's played roles where he's like a cop or something. Or he's in Jumanji or Black Adam. So yeah, I feel like he played a good role.
Yeah, he said praises Dwayne Johnson in the Smashing Machine, quote, "It's heartbreaking. I think it's an incredible performance. I don't think you'll see a better performance this year." It's pretty high praise because I will say this. I love The Rock and I love his movies. And he's kind of he's probably done like 60 movies at least.
A-list superstar.
He's one of the biggest of the big.
Yeah.
He's got his shitbird movies in there, the Rampage, and it's like fighting these King Kong type things. And
I never saw that one.
I didn't see it either.
I don't even know the last Rock movie I saw, to be honest.
Yeah, but then he's got Gridiron Gang, and he's got...
that's up there with... That might compete.
Yeah,
with Smashing.
He's got some movies that are like, damn, like pretty emotional stuff. He's...
Gridiron Gang.
He is like...
Banger.
Yeah, Gridiron Gang. I remember we used to watch it in our Ford Expedition, the TV screen in the back seat.
The freaking iPad screen that comes down, yeah.
And that movie, it kind of freaked me out when I was younger, with some of the gang stuff and the crime. And I mean, it's very harsh, but I think as like a young man watching that, you're like, fuck yeah, like I want to go play football.
Let's go. Yeah. That's a good rewatch. You need to do that.
And who's the supporting actor in that? Is it
look it up, cause
Common? No. You know who I'm talking about. He's a rapper.
Is it? Oh, is it Ice-T or something?
I think it may be. Let me see.
I know who you're talking about now too. It's not 50 Cent.
No.
He could have done that too, but.
Oh, Exhibit. Malcolm Moore.
Exhibit.
Yeah. So that movie came out in 2006 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Can you go to Rock's IMDb?
Yeah.
I do remember one scene from that movie where I think it's like the star quarterback, whatever. They're at a party at this like mansion, and these girls are like stripping in the pool, and that was my favorite scene as a young lad. But then Rock shows up and like, "What are you doing?" Grabs him out of the hot tub. What does he got on there?
Well, it says 189 movies.
Tooth Fairy.
Tooth Fairy. I mean, the Fast and Furious.
Oh, yeah.
Those. Hobbs and Shaw.
He's Hobbs or she's Shaw? I think he's Hobbs.
I think he's Hobbs. Yeah, Tooth Fairy. Let's see. Moana. The voice of Moana.
Yeah. That's good.
Black Adam. I didn't really like that one.
I didn't see that one, but you're right though. He is playing like he's almost kind of pigeonholed by the way he is, just being a beast. The Rock.
Yeah.
So he plays sort of physical roles.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing.
No, but I think some people may kind of discount him a little bit because it's like, oh, here's this huge physical being. Like, do we expect him to have the emotional range to play some of these, drama roles? But Ballers is great too.
Sports Agent.
Yeah. Trying to think what my favorite Rock. He was in. I think he is in Mummy. One of like the first mummies.
This might be my favorite Rock movie though, Smashing Machine. But he's definitely unbelievably juiced in this movie.
Yeah.
Like he looks like he's a door frame walking around. And
oh yeah, that's a good one. Pain and Gain.
With Mark
Wahlberg.
I don't know if I think I did see that one.
Where they're selling steroids.
Yeah. I mean, he's just a presence on the screen.
You remember The Game Plan?
Yeah. The Disney movie. Disney Rock.
Yeah, that was a great movie too. I remember the one thing I remember about that movie is like that burger place. It's like Fatty Magoo's or something. And it's just like really weird.
I kind of maybe get that one mixed up with Tooth Fairy. It's kind of similar.
Kind of similar, yeah.
He plays like, I mean, he's got a great smile, just like bubbly, kind of bright,
very
face.
charismatic.
Very charismatic. But going back to the Smashing Machine, yeah, which it's come out that people are like, oh my God, why does The Rock look so skinny?
Yeah.
And allegedly, this is like how you do it in Steroidville. Is like you go on a cycle, which he obviously did for this movie. I mean, there's no other way you could get that big.
Especially at, this is probably what, 55?
I think he just turned 50.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but yeah. So he comes off of that and it's really skinny because in this movie he's huge. And he plays Mark Kerr, who
He's
is
53.
Okay, 53. He plays Mark Kerr, who's a MMA pioneer. And so the movie it takes place mostly in Japan. This MMA organization called Pride. It's one of the first ones where they do these tournament style events where it's like you fight 3 or 4 times in one night and you fight all the best guys and you become the greatest in the world at the end of the night or the end of the tournament, which is usually like a weekend event. And he kills it, man. I mean, it's so emotional too. Like there's a lot of stuff with Emily Blunt that, I mean, it's just a tale as old as time. Like the right woman is going to help you reach the mountaintop, but the wrong woman tear you down.
Really?
I mean, there's a scene, this won't give anything away, but there's a scene where he's about to fight his first MMA fight because he was a wrestler. And he's stretching out with Mark Coleman, who's actually played by Mark Coleman, the actual guy who's one of the other pioneers in the MMA at the time. He's being stretched out and he's like in the zone. Like he's like rabid.
Preparing for war.
Yeah, he's rabid. And he invited Emily Blunt to come out to Japan to watch the fight. And she comes in the room and she's like expecting Mark from back home, the nice, sweet guy who like loves her, takes care of her. And he's just not giving that.
Yeah.
And he's like pissed too. And then the trainer, Mark, his best friend in the movie, Mark Coleman, he's like, all right, I'll give y'all 10. And he leaves. And he's just like fuming, sitting in the chair. And she's sitting next to him. He's like, babe, are you mad at me? And and he goes out and he has a bad performance.
Yeah, distracted.
The movie's so good because, first of all, I think it's hard to like explain like the emotions and mentality of fighters.
Yeah.
Because people see a fighter with cauliflower ear and they think he's just some fucking psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
But there's such a range of emotion that he displays. So I agree with Christopher Nolan.
I need to
really
go see
great.
that. Maybe I'll do that here in a few weeks. Hopefully it's still in theaters.
Oh, yeah, it will be. It was good.
Maybe Sunday night. Maybe tomorrow night.
Yeah, just go
get
one of the early show times and there's barely anyone in the theater.
Yeah, get a 32-ounce icy. Fanta icy.
Finish it before the movie starts, but...
Yeah, I feel like there's some good movies coming out right now, and I know we've been doing a little bit more of the movie kind of review talk. And it's really incredible sometimes and even TV shows, because I've been watching this American Primeval that I was telling you about. And the way that some of these movies and TV shows can like portray just some of these historical events. I mean, it's like,
what's that one about?
So it's pretty much, so Taylor Kitsch, who from Friday Night Lights,
sounds familiar.
Lone Survivor.
Yeah.
You would recognize him.
Yeah.
So this TV show, American Primeval, is pretty much based in 1857, I think, is when it starts. And they're on the American frontier, and it's the Western pioneers, people that are, there's not shit, dude. It's like, people are finally building things, like there's really nothing else. And so they start off in Missouri, and it's this mother and son, and they're fleeing. They're trying to go find their husband, their father, and they have to get this guide. And so they're pretty much fighting at the same time. Brigham Young and the Latter-day Saints, in Utah, and the Mormon militia.
What?
Yeah, like this is all true. Like the Mormon militia existed. Brigham Young, who was kind of using their religion, and this is kind of what was going on.
Like BYU
at
Brigham Young University?
BYU Brigham Young, yeah. He was a governor of Utah. And the Latter-day Saints they had an army, and they were trying to claim the land that they were on from a religious standpoint versus the United States government. So they had all these Western pioneers that were like building and traveling on this land, and the Mormon militia would come up and be like, get the fuck out or else. And, you know, everything is so tense. Like, people are just killing people left and right.
I can't imagine.
And so you have the Western pioneers, you have the Mormon militia, you have the United States government, and then you have like the Native Americans, and they're all pretty much like fighting each other to survive. Dude, and like, it's super intense. And you just kind of sit back and you think like, I mean, everything is life or death. Like, you could just be cooking and eating your food, and all of a sudden, I mean, that's how a lot of these fight scenes are. I mean, it just starts off with arrows just being blasted, and people are dying and getting scalped, and you know, they're slitting throat. They killed women and children, and they didn't care. And it's just so intense, and it's
evil.
There's this really intense scene in there, which I think is like a good parallel to now in terms of like protecting your own. This mother, they've never gone on this type of trip, and so they were trying to find a guide to take them across the country pretty much, because they were going to die if they just try to go by themselves. They don't know the land, they don't know how to fight. The Shoshone people were one of the Native American groups that were kind of friendly in the sense, and they were fighting more so BYU and the militias rather than just whites.
Okay.
And so they're going, they've had all these intense battles. She's got her son who's crippled, and Taylor Kitsch's character, I think his name is Reed, Mr. Reed. And this girl, like this small little girl, just appears in like the woods. And she's like, oh, we need to go help her. And Mr. Reed, Taylor Kitsch's character, is like, no, like, this is a bad idea.
Seen this before.
She's like, well, her parents must be somewhere. Like, if her parents were around, they'd be screaming through the trees trying to find her. Like, and so sure enough, she kind of overrides him from the emotional standpoint. She's like, we need to save this child. And she's not even thinking about her own kid who's sitting on this horse. And so they're like, oh, where are your parents at? And they go down, you know, a mile down, and there's like this old witch lady, you know, scarred face, and like comes up and takes the child, speaking French.
What the hell?
And sure enough, they get ambushed. And, you know, Taylor Kitsch's character was right. You know, he's like, we don't help people. Like,
damn.
And so sure enough, it leads to, you know, she gets raped. They tie them up to these trees, and, you know, that you have these men who haven't had any women forever, you know, and so it's really dark. They end up breaking free. She kills them all. Jesus. And she admits really to him. Intense. She admits to Taylor Kitsch's character. She's like, it was my fault. Like, the one thing that mattered to me was my son, and in that moment, like, I completely forgot about him. And she wanted to help this other child, who the child was like the setup. Like, they were like baiting her into bringing all their horses and all their gear down there, and then they ambushed him. But it's great. I don't know if it's Peter Berg or Taylor Sheridan.
I think it's Peter Berg. I think I heard about that.
Yeah, because he has a cameo in there. But dude, it's so badass. It's so badass.
Yeah, that type of stuff.
It is Peter Berg, yeah.
We forget about that. The world that was like that at one point. Like, what's that?
Well, they're just killing people left and right, and there's a bounty for her, and, you know, these weirdos. Because that was the thing, you know, if you're a woman in that time, even a man, like, you can't trust anyone. Like, people will take your stuff, and that's why it was so hard for them to find a guide. Yeah. Because at Fort Bridger, the leader of this kind of compound, she's like, well, what about them? What about them? He's like, they'll take you a mile and they'll kill you and steal all your stuff. He's like, you can't trust anyone. And
so they're literally like on their own. There's
pretty much. But
because, like, what would you do? Oh, wait, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, initially they tried to get Mr. Reed, Taylor Kitsch's character, to take them. He was like the best kind of exhibitionist, but he's like, no, a loner, dark, you know, very emotionless. He's seen some
stuff.
Yeah,
of course.
And so he just ends up following them. Like, the girl and her son end up joining this group of Mormons that are going to travel across. Yeah. And she's like, please take us with you, you know. please take us. We don't have anywhere else to go. We can defend for ourselves, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And so he just ends up following him, Mr. Reed's character.
To kind of protect them, or
yeah,
what?
just kind of to like be there. And so sure enough, shit pops off and he's right there to help them. And
interesting.
It's so intense. And you kind of think back, like if you were living during that time frame, like what side would you be on?
Yeah, I was just about to ask that. Like, what group would you join? I mean, you need to join a group. There's no lone wolf strategy at this point.
And you just can't be afraid of death. I mean, you can't. Like,
you probably see it every freaking day.
Yeah, I mean, anything and everything will kill you. Any person will kill you.
Survival.
It's survival, and like you and your family are the only thing that matters.
That's so crazy because like that is literally like the people that are our ancestors.
Yeah.
The Americans. I guess you'd call them Americans. So they're born there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the people before that came over.
Yeah.
From Spain. Just absolutely bonkers. It's hard to even imagine.
It is. And so you need to listen to Taylor Kitsch's interview on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
It's incredible. He seems like such a great guy. But he talked, probably his two most famous, this one is more relevant, but his probably most famous role is in Lone Survivor.
Yeah.
And he's just telling the story about him interacting with Marcus Luttrell and them filming for this, and the heaviness of what they were doing, and the fact that he was portraying a real character who still has family that's alive, and the respect and
huge responsibility.
Yeah, huge responsibility. And he had never shot a gun. He didn't grow up that way. And so the training he did and the conversations he had, and he talks about like now he feels like he's kind of a part of this like inner circle with some of these retired Navy SEALs and vets. And it's a really awesome story, because I think that was one of the first books I ever read, like big boy books, Operation Red Wings. And then the movie, oh my God, I mean, the movie is crazy. So good. And that stuff, so I mean, that's scary. I feel like we've always been pretty patriotic when it comes to like those types of movies and stories. And I mean, Marcus Luttrell went on Joe Rogan and he's told a bunch of different stories about it. I mean, it's incredible to think about the people that we have fighting for our country.
Absolutely. Like even that story, Lone Survivor, he is the only one who makes it out.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like what type of guilt you might have knowing all your brothers died and you didn't? Like that's insane.
Yeah.
They're just and honestly those stories are like, that's why you need like these directors and actors to tell the story so that they get the regular people to fully understand, or at least try to understand like the magnitude of like what they're doing out there. And
Marcus was very involved in the direction process.
That's good.
I think Peter Berg, he's a great director and has done a bunch of different movies, and I think he understands the importance of telling the right story versus like trying to fantasize and come up with these things that just aren't applicable to the true story.
Seems like he takes a real realistic approach.
Exactly.
He did the Oxycontin series.
Sackler's
family. Yeah. And then Primeval.
I think he also did Ballers too.
Damn, he's
a top dog.
He is top dog.
He plays the owner, I think, of the Dolphins.
He does. Yeah.
Or the head coach, maybe. I can't remember.
That'd be the best to write yourself into a role.
But I think like if I were to recommend any story movie, I think I'm going Operation Red Wings and Lone Survivor. I think it's just such a powerful story of human perseverance and dark and evil, good and evil, and the fact that Marcus Luttrell had a twin brother who knew, like, he could feel something was going on. Dan Bilzerian has a cameo in Lone Survivor.
Really?
Yeah. In the helicopter, the one that gets shot down.
He plays one of the guys.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. I mean, with the whole war thing too, like I've watched Tucker Carlson's 9/11 series where, I'm just learning so many things, and it kind of like, people say red pill, blue pill, white pill, black pill. It's a little black pillish to watch the 9/11 series, because what you end up figuring out is that there were so many opportunities to notify the correct people. And a lot of times they tried to, but then they kept getting blocked.
Shane Patton.
So
Remember this guy?
he looks somewhat familiar.
He was in that movie. He's been in a bunch of different stuff, Hunger Games, but I met him in Nashville.
Really?
Yeah, he was at a bar, and I remember talking to him for a little bit. Big guy. He's huge.
Really?
But that's one of the scenes in Lone Survivor, and I think it's in the trailer. You know, they're kind of reciting, like they're... I can't remember exactly what he says, but it's like, I think they're doing like their mission prep, and they bring him up there because he's like kind of one of the newbies. And he like repeats like this mantra, and it's like, I mean, you get chills.
It's like kind of like protect your family, protect your country.
Yeah,
Stuff like
I'm gonna
that.
see if I can find this. God, I love that stuff.
Yeah, I need.
That's
to
a great
rewatch that
rewatchable.
Yeah,
Alexander. What's his name?
there's some good interviews with Marcus too about the whole thing on Sean Ryan and podcasts like that. But
Lone Survivor. Let's see. Oh, Lone Survivor speech. Oh, yeah, that's what it is.
what does he say?
Been around the world twice, talked to everyone once, seen 2 whales fuck, been to 3 world fairs, and I even know a man in Thailand with a wooden cock. I push more Peter, more sweeter, and more completer than any other Peter pusher around. I'm a hard-bodied, hairy-chested, rootin', tootin', shootin', parachuting, demolition, double cap, crimping frogman. There ain't nothing I can't do, no sky too high, no sea too rough, no muff too tough. Learned a lot of lessons in my life. Never shoot a large caliber man with a small caliber bullet. Drive all kinds of trucks. 2x, 4x, 6x. Those big motherfuckers that bend and go ksh, ksh, when you step on the brakes. Anything in life worth doing is worth overdoing. Moderation's for cowards. I'm a lover, I'm a fighter, I'm a UDT Navy SEAL diver. I'll wine, dine, intertwine, and sneak out the back door when the refueling is done. So if you're feeling froggy, then you better jump, because this frogman's been there, done that, and is going back for more. Cheers, boys.
Dang.
USA.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I do recognize him.
Is that, what's your favorite military movie? Or kind of war movie? That's what we need to do, is like make a list of those.
Favorite war movie. I like The Hurt Locker.
Oh, yeah.
Jeremy Renner.
Alexander, or Anthony Mackie.
I think he plays. Who does he play?
He's the black guy in that one.
Oh yeah. He's the other guy in his.
Is Tommy Maguire in that?
Unit?
Or am I tripping?
Um.
I feel like there's one more guy in that movie.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. You know what? Maybe I need to rewatch some of these, but I really like. What's the one with Brad Pitt?
Oh, Fury.
Yeah, that might be my favorite one.
Really?
Yeah, I like that one a lot. Shia LaBeouf, Brad Pitt, the guy from Walking Dead, really good actor. It's a star-studded lineup.
The guy that plays the Punisher.
Yeah, he's great. He plays like the.
Gosh, what's his name?
He's like the tank. He shoots the rounds out of the tank.
Yeah,
he's kind of like a crazy guy. He plays a good crazy guy.
Yeah, he's a great actor too.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen The Punisher, that's a great one.
But that movie, there's so many scenes where, you just like, holy shit, this is actually like what happens, the wars and.
John Bernthal,
yeah. But that final scene where Brad Pitt's character, he's the leader of their group, and they just killed some Nazis or whatever, and then they're like kind of pulling up to this hill, and then he's like, all right, Shia LaBeouf's character, go run up to the hill and go check out, see what's coming. And he goes, and he like falls asleep on the tree. He gives them some chocolate, and then they're kind of like thinking that, okay, we've got some time to rest. He goes up to look, there's nothing there. He like sits on the tree, like falls asleep, and then he wakes up to like the marching of like a huge Nazi brigade. And he's like, holy shit. And he sprints back. And he's like, oh my God, we gotta go. And then Brad Pitt's character is just like so stoic. He's like, all right, y'all head back. I'll be here. He's loaded up into the tank. Like, he's not leaving this checkpoint.
Yeah.
And it's so powerful. Like, makes you want to cry, because those type of people, like, they put the country above their own life and survival. And it's something that, like, holy shit, how could you even, like, you can love, like, the country, the fight so much where you put your own life on the line for it. It's just unbelievable. That scene's crazy. And they stay. They eventually all just die. But they take out a lot of them. And it's like, damn.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. War is so crazy. And there's wars happening right now in the world.
Yeah.
The Ukraine-Russia war. The Gaza and Israel stuff. I mean, that's just... Which apparently there's a peace deal that happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there's been a lot of hostages that have been released.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so... And not to get political with that, I don't really know how instrumental Trump is and all that stuff, but it happened.
Yeah.
You know. Finally. And so, yeah, the forever wars seems to be like the kind of anchor of, I mean, kind of American history, it seems like.
Yeah, after 9/11, like, it seems like the country is not... it's so crazy. And you kind of have to have, like, a balanced perspective on it, because there's a lot of bad things that happen and, like, things that you just kind of question. But at the same time, like, there are bad people in the world, and we kind of maybe do need to be proactive. I don't know what the answer is, but I was saying earlier, like, I watched the 9/11 documentary that Tucker Carlson's done. And it's absolutely... It's like, it pisses you off so much. Because of the fact that, like, there's so many opportunities that we could have, like... And he goes through, like, the entire, like, 1999 to 2001. It's, like, report after report. Osama bin Laden's planning an attack in the U.S. It's, like, they've geared up. Like, they came over to the United States. 2 of the hijackers come over to California. They've been tracking them. They're in the U.S. They're planning something big. And they're planning on hitting huge American targets. And it's just like fucking 15 alerts. And it keeps on getting more intense. And then it happens. And then there was one investor who put a huge put option on American Airlines, and the government won't disclose the name. Like, he made millions off of the... Yeah. And then there was people that shorted American Airlines and everything, like, a couple days before, and it's so weird. And then all the rubble from the attack, they shipped it off to Asia immediately. No one could test it.
What?
Dude, it's such a cover-up.
We need to watch that
so
and do
bad.
like a deep dive.
Yeah, just like brain just stops working, because yeah, it's fucked. I mean,
Why did they explain? Because I know Alex Jones was very vocal about the fact that he knew something was coming, and he had alerted people months and months before.
Yeah.
Kind of made a prediction almost of like, hey, they're going to attack the World Trade Center.
Yeah, he did. And they also in the documentary talk about how it seemed like other intelligence agencies knew this was going to happen too, and they didn't tell the U.S. You know, it's so weird because, yeah, one of the guys in the documentary, he worked on the bin Laden unit, and he said at least like they had like 8 or 9 opportunities to take bin Laden out. They knew exactly where he was. And every single time, like when it got to the final okay to go do it, they always denied it. And no one's ever going to be...
Like Washington didn't allow the mission to...
Whoever makes the call.
Well, I guess it would have been George Bush.
Yeah, well, I think it was before him, maybe, because he got in 2000.
So then it would have been Clinton?
I think.
Because Bush started, he was 2000 to 2008.
Yeah.
Clinton,
Yeah, that's right.
I guess Clinton was 92 to 2000.
Well, he would have been a part of it for a year and a couple months. But, yeah, it's like absolutely insane where at this point it's something that, I mean, I don't know what truly happened, but it really looks bad. Oh, well, the other thing is the Building 7 too.
Yeah.
Where they show like the 2 World Trade Centers and then right behind it was Building 7. And so the buildings get hit and they fall, and then like I don't know how long after that building just like collapses completely. Yeah. And they say like part of the other building like fell on that one and it broke the foundation or something. It makes no sense. This is why they say like jet fuel doesn't burn steel beams.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the slogan for conspiracy theorists about it. Because they've shown, they did like this whole investigation, engineers did, and it doesn't have. And then there's eyewitnesses say they heard explosions and everything, and then there's the Pentagon that got hit by an airplane allegedly, but there's no video.
Zero video of it, other than that one. It looks like a camera set up at like one of the entry checkpoints, and can't even slow it down frame by frame enough to see a plane go in. And
it's like the defense for the whole United States, that Pentagon building. You don't have security footage of it. And it's like, oh, they hit like the accounting department where there was, and then a lot of money went missing. And it's just such a freaking crock.
Yeah.
Shit.
And if you believe that the United States could set up their own like false flag events to position themselves in a, hey, now we have an excuse to go to war. Now we have an excuse to Freedom of Information Act.
Yeah.
Everything. It's like, then you have to consider the fact that maybe we did allow something like this to happen to generate momentum to now go invade the Middle East.
Yeah, because even before that, the Al-Qaeda attacked the embassy in, I don't know where it was. I think it was in Africa. They like bombed this building and killed like 300 Americans.
Jeez.
And they say that they knew this was coming too. There's just so many weird things where, but like in their mind, maybe that wasn't a big enough deal to like, we have to be attacked on our soil. Then it's like, oh, now we have justification to do that thing.
Yeah.
And it's horrible. So.
And that was there's this movie, Green something. Matt Damon's in it. Green Zone, I think, and that was like a depiction of, what George Bush had been claiming, that they have weapons of mass destruction, nuclear weapons, and that's why we have to go in and dismantle their operations.
Yeah,
they get there and there's no evidence of any weapons of mass destruction, and so then it's like, was it for natural resources? To get oil? Was it to
heroin? Because they guarded the poppy seeds out there, which make heroin, and that's in Afghanistan. Yeah, bad news for that. It's so bad. But Tucker's doing this sign-up sheet for an independent 9/11 commission to get people to like fully investigate it independently.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know how he's not like, he better have security. He is talking about things and touching on things that people don't want to come to light. The truth tellers, those are the ones that get killed.
Yeah.
Like Candace Owens too. Like, she better be protected. In my opinion, like those people, Charlie Kirk got killed too.
I know, that's
so crazy.
Over just 5 weeks ago now.
5 weeks.
And still really don't.
Oh, I'm so off on Kash Patel and Pam Bondi. Like, those people, they're just frauds.
He got asked, I think he was in the Oval Office earlier this week, and one of the reporters asked him about any update, or was like, how do you just like there's obviously been a lot of conspiracy theories and just theories in general about, the Charlie Kirk assassination, who did it, why, motives, things like that. What do you have to say about all that? And it seemed like Kash Patel already had his answer. He kind of just, went through the script, and he's like, this was the fastest manhunt in American history. We, found the assassin in 33 hours, Louis Mangione, and
like, we don't care.
Yeah, he was like comparing it to 2 other events, and he's like, we got this done faster than we did in those, and I mean, it's just not good enough. And where are the Epstein files?
No, that's another clip I saw of that, where this one senator got him, or I don't know if it was congressman or whatever it was, but he got him on this like questioning. He's like, is Donald Trump in the Epstein files? And he does not answer the question. He says, me and Donald Trump have not spoken about the contents of that. And then he is like, have you spoken to Pam Bondi about Donald Trump being in the Epstein files? And he completely avoids the question. And I don't totally understand that, because if you're going to... I don't know how you could even straight up do that. Like, we're paying you. You're a U.S. government employee. You work for the people. And I just don't understand how you can not answer a question that the American people want to be answered. Like, you're a fraud.
Yeah.
It's
like a fucking
same
kangaroo
with Pam Bondi
court.
too.
Yeah.
She's cooked.
Gosh, dude, there's so much going on.
Yeah.
I've definitely been a lot less involved.
Yeah.
Kind of since the Charlie Kirk assassination. Kind of just emotionally took a big toll on me.
Yeah.
Just very upsetting, very sad. It was too heavy. And I was like, nothing's getting fucking solved.
Yeah.
Like, any answers that we want, any clarification that we need, any protection that we need from our government, we're not getting it. And so I couldn't really keep myself in the loop anymore, because I felt like it was just taking too much out of me to have hope, almost. Like, hope that we're going to get answers, or just maybe more so the faith. Yeah, like, I have zero faith. And so...
I get it.
Yeah.
A lot of people feel that way. I've felt that way too. Like, even, like, at the end of the day, it's probably not going to be resolved. You can only hope for something, but, I mean, bad things are going to happen.
Yeah, I think there's like I think today's like that No Kings protest. I don't know if you've seen anything about that.
Yeah.
It's
insane. Alex Jones has a theory about that. He said that they are planning this. It's called hold on. Oh, my phone's over there. They call it the report. It's something report. So there's this guy who wrote this whole report on like how they're going to justify civil war, and he basically says that they're at this protest. The military is going to come in and...
So like today?
Yeah. So they say that the military is going to come in and massacre a bunch of like brown people.
What?
And they're going to revolt, and it's going to cause a civil war. Fuck, what's it called? The... something report.
I don't know if I can find
it. I texted it to someone. I don't know. I mean, he says so much stuff where it's hard to know, but even with him, they like sued him to oblivion. They took all his money.
like 1.4 like billion dollars or something
for
the Sandy Hook thing, which is ridiculous.
So there's literally no free speech in this country.
Yeah. And regardless how you feel about Alex Jones, it's like the same thing with like the fucking like free speech, canceled, people getting canceled. Everyone's so butthurt about Jimmy fucking Kimmel.
Who cares?
Kidding me? Yeah, who cares? It wasn't... Trump did not say, hey, we're taking Jimmy Kimmel off. It was ABC and Nexstar that decided to take him off the air, and then they put him back on. So let's not act like the world just ended because Jimmy Kimmel couldn't do his late night show.
I think that's important. Yeah, because it doesn't matter. Like, even if he said something distasteful or not funny, like, we gotta be okay with that sort of thing happening.
Yeah,
in this world, because that's freedom of speech, right? We have the freedom to share our opinion. And then That's weird because, like, I want to know, like, what, like, Mason would say about, like, what's the difference between freedom of speech and defamation? Because how can you argue that, you know, like, I just don't get it.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
And then when you think about that John Carreyrou.
Yeah, John, I think it's,
the CIA
Carreyrou
guy who
or
basically
something.
was a whistleblower for the torture program.
Yeah.
They basically were like, they just set you up.
Yeah.
You literally have no choice but to agree to a deal.
Yeah.
And your life's over for a little bit, and they'll kill you or whatever it is.
Kill you, destroy your family, make you broke.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I heard this saying, and it's like, someone was talking about it in terms of like personal training or like being an entrepreneur. And I don't know, I really like this one phrase he said, abundance and purpose, but like broke in dollars. And I just started thinking about that in different ways of like
purpose,
kind of like the sacrifices that people make. And like, you don't have to be broke in dollars, but it could be, you know, barred from interacting in certain civilized, you know, things. But I feel like a lot of the people that are truth speakers are abundant in purpose, but they're denied the opportunity to thrive in other areas of life. And I was like, man, that's kind of interesting.
That makes a lot of sense too with the mark of the beast.
Yeah.
They say like you won't be able to participate in trading and in commerce or whatever without the mark of the beast. So yeah, if you're going to deny that, they're definitely going to, you'll have a lot of purpose, and that's what you're called to do, is to not have the mark of the beast, which I've read through probably 3/4 of the New Testament so far this year, and I've got a couple more books before I get to the Revelation, where they talk about a lot of this stuff.
Which that's kind of the end of the times, pretty much.
Yeah, and it basically talks about the end times and the mark of the beast, and you know, there's a lot of things where in that book where it talks about Christians are going to be persecuted and it's going to get really bad before Jesus comes back. And so, but the thing is, we don't know when he's coming back. So like, there's a lot of things we could point to now, like where it seems like we're in the end times. There's people that say, like the secretary at our office, she says we're already in the end times. Everything after Jesus' resurrection is the end times, but there's still, in the Bible it says we won't know when. But he, like I was saying, like you could pretty much frame this to be like, okay, things are getting crazy. Like there's just unrest. Christians are being killed.
Yeah.
Like if you're a Christian person, you're going to be, I mean, God forbid you're a Christian, because people are going to freak out at you. Like, oh, you believe that? Like you're radicalist. Like you're evil and all this stuff and it goes against the things that are like accepted in our society now. If you're a Christian, you basically are an outcast from that. And this got me thinking about, I mean, there's obviously the conversation about Neuralink and that being the mark of the beast, like or AI,
the COVID vaccine.
I
mean, that felt like as prophetical as anything, when that you cannot go outside unless you show me your vaccine passport.
You can't work,
can't buy food, can't talk to people, can't witness the birth of your child, the death of your relative.
And that's, you're right, because that,
fuck you, Fauci.
God,
yeah, where's he at now? Where's Fauci at?
He made a lot of money, man.
Because Trump said that he wasn't going to, especially with the former administration. I think he said he's like there won't be any form of retaliation.
He's pardoned by Biden.
Yeah. Well, he did that, yes. Which is
why?
That's such
why would you
bullshit
pardon
too.
him? He didn't do anything wrong. Why would you pardon him?
Yeah. I wonder, like, if you were to go, I feel like this would be a good test of, like, kind of what it seems like to be living in our own bubble. Like, go to just another international country and just see kind of what people have to think about the United States,
Oh, that'd
or
be
like
so
what they
interesting.
do know.
Yeah.
Like, do they know who Jeffrey Epstein is? Do they know who Anthony Fauci is? Do they
Yeah.
know,
What do they
some of the
think about-
concerns of Joe Biden and or Trump? What do they think of Trump?
Yeah.
What do they think of American people in general?
You know what? When I was in Belize, when Trump was elected, or he was the president, and I remember sitting at this bar, and they had Fox News or whatever was on. I think it was the debates, actually, 2019. Would that have been the... Yeah, it was the debates. And I remember in my mind thinking, like, oh my God, like, these people probably think we're idiots. We got this guy who's the apprentice guy, and just like this, he's got a spray tan and this hair. Like, they think we're fucking idiots in America. Not even knowing like what they actually thought. That was just my opinion of what they thought of it. Because obviously I was in the Matrix, indoctrinated. But what I was going to say earlier about the Christianity thing, there's a lot of Christian people that don't celebrate Halloween.
Yeah.
Because they think that is a demonic holiday.
Like a pagan holiday or something?
Yeah. Apparently it's like the number one holiday for the Church of Satan. That's like their day.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it's weird. And then it's like the conversation of like, okay, like if you want to live as a Christian with these teachings where this is like goes against Jesus and the life you want to live, like how do you like celebrate? Should you celebrate Halloween if you're a Christian? And, like,
yeah,
what
your
if
kid wants to dress up in a costume. You tell him, no, we don't. That's the devil's day. We don't do that.
It's kind of crazy. Like what it's kind of was going back to about like if you decide to take this path in life, there's going to be a lot of things where you're going to people are going to look at you crazy because you're not going to conform to this world versus the story that you choose to believe and have faith in. But I heard that the other day. I was like, because I did meet a girl and she was like, yeah, we don't celebrate Halloween. I was like, really? Like Halloween's fun. It's candy and you dress up, like not knowing like the history behind the day.
And what is the history behind the day?
Apparently it's like trick or treat is you would go
it's
and
gematria.
You would go and you would like get these like dead souls and you would like take the souls of people and
jeez.
Yeah, it's if you can look that up real quick.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find here.
As we're about to enter
the witching hour.
Yeah. Even like I saw this commercial for a drink. I think it was called the White Russian. It was like a little can, and it was like a spooky commercial, and it was like let the real spirits inside of you, and it was like, they call alcohol spirits.
They do. Yeah. Okay, so
what does it say?
It says the most commonly cited origin is the festival of Samhain.
That doesn't sound good.
Celebrated by the ancient Celtic peoples of Ireland, Scotland, and parts of Britain. It marked the end of the harvest season and the beginning of the dark half of the winter, a threshold between seasons, life and death, light and dark. Spiritually, Samhain was understood as a time when the veil between the world of the living and the world of the dead, or the other world, was thinner. The souls of the dead were believed to be revisiting the living, and supernatural forces were thought to be more present.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that doesn't sound terrible.
Just like dead spirits are...
Okay, here we go. As Christianity spread across the British Isles and Europe, the church sought to incorporate, adapt, or supplant older pagan festivals. Yeah. I mean, I get that, though. I totally understand. Because it is dark, like, But then you kind of, if you're going
to... It is dark.
I guess if you're going to hold the line on Halloween...
Yeah.
You kind of have to, not to be, a hypocrite or someone that's contradictory with a stance you have.
Sure. Be consistent.
Is it movies? Is it TV? Is it music? Is it clothes and brand? It's like then you have to like look at every type of thing that you're consuming or taking part in and being like, what's the history of this? Is this
Yeah.
devil's work? Is this, am I letting an evil spirit take control of my heart by listening to this song or watching this movie? And that's where it's like, is it that deep? Like if I watch Halloween, Michael Myers, like should I not do that because that's demonic?
I would have to consult someone else to answer that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But I think, like, with great power comes great responsibility. Like, if you truly, like, want to live a consistent life, like, yeah, you're going to have to, like, check everything you do. Like, and that's not the end of the world.
No.
Like, I did have this conversation with someone about certain things, like, because there's a couple like lines in the Bible of like, I think it was in Timothy or Titus or something like that, but it basically instructs women to be modest and not to like wear flashy jewelry. And then this lady was talking to me like, I mean, I don't wear makeup because I want to be modest, but like, do I not wear earrings? Like, do I not, like color my hair? Because God made me perfect? Like, what do I do? Yeah. And then
do you not
like,
get tattoos?
Yeah.
Body is a temple?
So I thought about it. I was like, damn.
Yeah, you're going to hell.
Please no. But I just don't know what to do. And then for me, I answered that was like, well, personally, like, I don't know if that's the biggest thing to be concerned with. And there's also some lines in the Bible that talk about, I think it's like they were telling someone like, don't be concerned with like, because in the Old Testament, apparently the Jewish law was like, there's 600 plus rules on how to live your life.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about with the Nick Fuentes, Bradley Martin thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called.
The Old Testament's all about rules and
Yeah.
following Moses' rules and things like that. And so the New Testament's like a new covenant between God and the people. Like if you just believe in God, like you're going to be saved, essentially. But there's lines in there that's like, don't be concerned about like telling people what exactly to do. Like what should they eat or not eat? Because there's a lot of that in the Old Testament.
Yeah.
Like just don't
that's not kosher.
Yeah, don't concern yourself with like the little things like that. So kind of thinking about like girls wearing makeup and jewelry and stuff like that. Like I don't think that's necessarily something we should be concerned about. It's not the biggest fish to fry. But also, like, what is your intention through it?
Yeah.
Which you could say that about anything.
Yeah, I mean,
what's your true intention?
the goal is to deny, pick up your cross and deny the sins and the temptations. Yeah. And I feel like I've heard a lot about this recently. Allie Beth Stuckley, I don't know if you're familiar with her. She's like a very pro-Christian. Stuckley. She just went on Jubilee, and they were talking about like abortion and all these different things, and learned a lot just about the Bible. And, something that I always thought was interesting, if, the LGBTQ stuff, whenever that really came into the mainstream, you had a lot of like modern day Christians or even old, whatever. Yeah. You're going to hell. If you're gay, you're going to hell. And it seemed like we were just like targeting like homosexuality as like the ultimate sin. Yeah. When each sin is like the same. And that's what she was kind of explaining, because she was talking to these like pro LGBTQ people who were Christians, self-proclaimed Christians. Whoa. And she brought up this word called toxic empathy. And you're just saying like just because someone's gay, and they were like, well, we've got a ton of gay members in our church and they're some of the best people, they have some of the biggest hearts. And she's like, that's great. Like people who sin can have really great hearts and be nice people and be compassionate. That doesn't mean that they are rid of wrongdoing or making a bad decision the same way that I am, And so it kind of just brought it back down to the sin versus non-sin. And
damn, that was a interesting.
Yeah, and it was very
was it
professional.
Civilized?
It was very civilized.
Usually those aren't that civilized.
I know, which is why it's so hard to watch that stuff sometimes, because it's just this yelling.
Emotional.
And it's like these people were actually like they were listening to learn versus like speaking only to prove themselves right. But yeah, with the Nick Fuentes thing, when he was talking about the history of Judaism and the laws and all these things, I don't know if Christianity has like a modern interpretation, but he said pretty much the rabbis are the ones who interpret these laws into modern life.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
yeah,
we have buildings, we have beds, we've got air conditioning. So now we kind of have to take what's written, you know, dissect it, conversate about it, figure out, okay, how do we apply this to 2025?
That's really interesting.
Which I think would be like with modern Christianity, like, okay, people get tattoos. Okay, people get their ears pierced.
Sure.
You know, people take a selfie. You know, it's like things like that. It's just
so interesting.
It's so wild. Yeah, it's so wild.
I think that I honestly could be wrong, but I think my understanding is that, the Jewish people don't believe that Jesus is God's son and that he is God in the flesh and he died for our sins and he resurrected. They don't believe that. They think he was a real person. So they believe the Old Testament. They don't believe the New Testament, which allegedly is the new covenant, which basically is like, all right, let's kind of not forget about the old, but we have a new thing where it's not just the Jews that are going to be saved. It's every person that believes in Jesus. So, but they don't believe that.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. But going back to that Jubilee thing, like I've read it in the Bible where it says like homosexuality is a sin.
Yeah.
But like if you tell someone that, like, you're going to hell if you're homosexual, like, it's crazy. But like, if you're living in a sinful way and you're denying God, then that is something that like probably is true. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Because like, what's the true purpose of like in the Bible? You were designed to come here and share the story of Jesus and be a good person and to the best of your ability and procreate. Like, in homosexuality is the opposite of procreating. It's just for pleasure. There's no procreation. So it's all about you. And you're your own God. That's a recipe for disaster, really.
Life in eternal flame. Yeah.
It's honestly crazy, but...
And I wish I could go and like talk to someone, because that's kind of my problem with the church now. At least the experiences that I've had have been so, I don't want to say closed-minded necessarily, because you're speaking through the scope of what you've learned and what your text is of your religion. So, but like, I feel like you have to be open-minded enough to have a conversation with someone who doesn't believe those things and try to lead them down that path with things that make sense in their mind. Yeah. So I wish I could talk to someone about just the questions that I have.
I'm sure there's someone there, and I haven't really like gone down that route of like trying to like logically make it make sense. It's something that I now believe.
Yeah.
It's because that's what it takes. It takes faith.
Yeah.
Literally, it takes faith to believe that. And, like, then that changes a lot of things for you. And, like, believing in, like, did we actually come from monkeys?
See, that's the one that I remember having a conversation with someone when I was probably in 4th or 5th grade. And this kid was, like, the religious kid at school. Yeah. He went to church. He was reading the Bible. He knew all these Bible verses. And, you kind of looked at him as like a moral guide sometimes. You're like, okay, I know you're a good person because you're involved in the church. And I remember one time he told me, he said, if you believe in evolution, you cannot be a Christian. And I remember being like, well, I think there were I believe that there were dinosaurs. I believe in the theory of evolution, Charles Darwin. I believe in things being here before us. Yeah. So that means I can't be a Christian. And so it kind of like, I feel like molded my mind a little bit to...
That's kind of crazy.
Like, if you're this, you can't be that. And if you're this, you can't be the other thing. And so, I don't know. Because, dude, the evidence of fossils and of dinosaur bones and, Neanderthals and bipedal, it's just all this information. We have proof of that, right? Sure. We have proof. At least we think we have proof. Uh-huh. So if kind of like the premise, like a philosophical premise, like if 1A is true and 2B is true, then 3A must be true type of thing. Yeah. And so it's like, I don't I don't know.
I don't know either. Like with that, 'cause you got to reconcile that with what you think. And at the end of the day, like, I don't know if believing in dinosaurs is the same as believing in evolution, because we didn't evolve from dinosaurs. Like, they could have existed, and then God would have created people. But there's
well, that means that God would have created dinosaurs too, right?
I think so, probably, yeah.
But then I don't know if there's any mention in the Bible of a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
No, I don't think there is.
So it's like when you hear people like that talk, like that's just, I think, one of the simple things that's like that can make people so confused of where they stand with their morality. It's like, well, I've heard all these, scientists and people talk, and they have proof and have experiences to show that, hey, these things exist and we came from these things. It's just so hard to go to the other side and be like, no, none of this is true.
But the truth that you're saying that they have, and the proof that we did evolve, like, that's, I mean, there's a missing link between that people don't know where that comes in. Like, how did we evolve from those people? And then how, maybe this isn't a good argument, but like, how come chimpanzees have not evolved since, I mean, they're just chimps. Why aren't they evolving to human beings? Does it take like that long? But it goes back to the thing I said. You just have to believe in that. And at the end of the day, it's like, whatever you want to believe is what you're going to believe. But, there's so many things that you could get tripped up on. But it's truly like a feeling that you have. And you have to live through a faith feeling versus like a logical, like, and personally, like, I don't really trust the scientists and all this crap that they're spitting out, like Big Pharma and all these people, the government. I don't think they...
You don't trust the mainstream of those people?
No.
But like a guy like...
Graham Hancock
and Randall Carlson, I like what they have to say.
Yeah.
Is it because they go against the mainstream is where I'm so kind of like bought into what they believe?
Maybe.
Of these ancient civilizations?
Yeah, because it's interesting and it's fascinating.
Challenges the narrative. But I heard someone, oh my gosh, I can't remember what this guy's name was, but he went on Joe Rogan. I think he's like a Buddha.
A yogi guy? Indian guy?
Yes. Yeah.
Sadhguru.
And they were talking about why young people nowadays are so, I guess, removed from religion. And he talks about how everything that we've been kind of conditioned to where we're at in our life is we have to see to believe. We have phones, we have cameras, we have TV. Like, we have to see something in order to believe it. And this idea of heaven that we can't see, we don't have faith because we can't see it. Yeah. And I thought that was pretty interesting. Because now it's like the scientific, you have to prove it to be true for us to believe it. And if you can't prove that, like you just said, you have to have faith that it exists. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
That would be like the ultimate test too. It's like, of course, if you could prove it, then why wouldn't you like take that as fact and like believe it?
Yeah.
But this might be like the ultimate test. Are you willing to have faith in something you can't prove? And so, at the end of the day, that's just something that was on my mind, Halloween and everything like that.
So you're going to be dressing up, right?
No.
You should.
See you next week.
You should print out like a pamphlet and to give the kids when they come by.
I should. It's like, I'll be in this room if you want to have a real conversation.
Yeah. Dude, since we're kind of talking about like ancient texts and whatnot, I need to send you this video. It was probably one of the most interesting YouTube clips I think I've ever watched, and it was about the American Revolution and just the importance of it. And
interesting.
Let's see if I can find this here. Okay, Ken Burns.
Did he go on Rogan?
Went on Rogan. He's like an American historian and all this stuff. I'll send you this. Okay. But dude, he was talking about like what it took for our founding fathers to write the Constitution, and just how all the stuff that we've experienced now from when that was written to now, like they had no idea about, but they had thought through all these things. And
It's unbelievable.
I mean, it's literally unbelievable. And he said there's no other country that has done what we've done in terms of like a founding document like that protects all.
Yeah.
And how they approach the conversation with zero negotiation. It was every man will be created equal and no man can tell another man what to do, like that type of stuff. And he's like, I'm not saying, hey, are going to throw this. Like, if we can't agree on this, then nothing else matters.
Just unbelievable how they thought of those things. And
Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, John Hancock. I mean,
yeah, all those guys, and George Washington too. Like, you got to go watch Hamilton.
Okay.
Because that kind of tells the story of the Revolutionary War and all that, and how we got our freedom and things like that. It's just so crazy, though.
Yeah, and he was talking about the Boston Tea Party.
Yeah.
And how the story is, and I don't remember how you remember this, through American history when we were taking those classes, but they threw the tea into the harbor, the tea tax and all this stuff. Yeah, they don't want to be
taxed.
But Ken Burns was explaining that these people dressed up as Native Americans. They were Brits who dressed up as Native Americans, when the British Empire was occupying a lot of the Northeast.
Sure.
He said these Britain citizens dressed up as Native Americans to dump the tea into the harbor as a symbol of, we don't exist under your reign. Like, we are our own free people, like trying to find our own land.
The British people threw it?
Yes.
That's crazy.
So you'll have to watch that video. He gives a much better explanation. I could be butchering it, but he said it was a symbol of the fact that we do not want to identify ourselves underneath your reign, and we want to be our own people.
The American people?
The American people, yes.
So the British people poured it in the...
But they had dressed up as Native Americans.
I'm so confused.
God.
But why would they do that if they want to be taxed?
No, because the Native Americans weren't impacted by the tax. The Native Americans weren't.
Just the
Yeah, let me type this in really fast.
Okay. Yeah, that stuff is... We do have literally the best country in the world with freedom. Freedom, baby. Freedom.
Let's get this info.
Got a little rainy day today.
Yeah, we need some rain.
Yeah, nice little rainy day.
Okay.
Yeah, that just seems crazy that the Native American or the British people that were wanting to continue to tax the Americans would dress up as Native Americans and throw the tea in the ocean for some... Yeah, it's confusing. Did they want to start the war? Is that why they did that? Questions. Last podcast was pretty good. Got a lot of likes on the video with Zen. That was good.
Some basketball talk. When does it officially start, the league?
21st. 21st, yeah.
Okay.
Just slowly, not that interested in it, to be honest. Football, UFC. Then the playoffs, I'll watch the NBA playoffs, of course. But
okay, let's see here. I want to dissect this a little bit.
Thank you to all the listeners who still stuck around. If you've finished a full podcast, thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to get into this some other time. It's kind of hard to find exactly what I'm looking for here, but
I'll listen to that podcast.
Yeah,
Ken Burns.
But either way, it was just when he was telling the story about writing that stuff. I mean, he was getting excited because he's like, the fact that we had people that were capable of thinking through all these scenarios of who may harm the natural citizen and take advantage and authoritarian governments and groups. It's just like
Might be the greatest document
of all
ever
time.
written.
Yeah.
America.
Yeah. And why, dude?
The UK is cooked, man.
Yeah, the UK is cooked. But why didn't we? And this is another beef I have. Like, you would think growing up and going through the public education system that, like, the United States was, like, the worst fucking thing ever. And it's like, there's so much, I don't know. I would like to talk to a group of panelists and be like, what should we actually be teaching these kids about American history and the details of, it's like how we came to be.
Yeah, because what is the truth at the end of the day? And what's important to tell kids with, obviously, like, the story that we got, we think it's the truth, but then there's also, like, things that probably are left out. Even, like, the history in the last 25 years.
Yeah.
9/11.
I don't know if we ever talked about that in school.
All the wars, like, and the agendas and the military-industrial complex and big pharma and all these things that were bad about what we've had now. Like, that's something that are going to be glossed over, of course, or, I think that's a huge thing, especially with the kids, because these kids get all their stuff from TikTok.
God.
And for right or wrong, but I think they just sold TikTok too.
Really?
To Larry Ellison, yeah. He's like a billionaire American guy.
He bought TikTok?
Yeah, they forced a sale. I think he might have bought half of it. I think he did. Yeah, I think it closed. So
Jesus.
now it's like people say that, oh yeah, they bought it because there was so much pro-Palestine stuff on TikTok and they want to control the narrative.
Could be true.
Because then there's a video of Bibi Netanyahu talking about the new strategies for war. And I don't know if you saw that. He said, it's a new time, a new war, where social media, information is the new drones, the new bombs. And he said, TikTok. And he's like, did you guys hear about the TikTok sale? It's the most important thing that's happened. Dude, he's crazy.
God.
And it's true, because the information is InfoWars, And
We got to keep fighting the good fight.
Yeah, keeping on. Just, we're about to get to the end of the year.
I know.
It's been
The dark moon is beginning.
the winter arc.
The winter arc. This is your time to grind.
Bulk season 2.
Bulk season, money season, peace season.
Yeah.
Gotta get your shit in order. Because that clock is ticking.
Clock's always ticking. Time's up.
Time's up.
All right.
Good one.
Good episode.